Hey guys, Wild Willie here. I just wanted to talk a little bit about dehydrating foods and vac packing foods. I do a lot of it for several reasons. One, for camping, it just makes life a lot easier. The weight side of things, you can pack your meals tighter and it's kind of less to carry than some of the other stuff. There's a wide range of stuff you can do, but in the vac packing, of course, a lot of preppers will vac pack foods and store foods like that long term. There's a lot of foods you can store like really long term. Some of the things I'm just going to show you here, I have not only for long term but shorter term. There's a few things I keep around. I mean, it's endless things you can vac pack and dehydrate and whatnot. But I'm going to show you a couple things that I do. Just if the power goes out, you lose your power for whatever, a couple days. You don't want to be breaking into, dried soup mix or whatever the hell else you're going to eat, or some of your freeze-dried meals or backpacking meals, whatever else. You can still eat in relatively comfortable ways over a couple days, even if you lose your fridge or your freezer. So I'm going to go over a couple excuse me, a couple things that I've done, and you guys can look at, and maybe you like them, maybe you won't. So I'll show you what they are. So here's just a couple things I've done. I'm in a country setting right now. I'll be moving the end of the month, but where I am now, there's a lot of local farmers with local produce. I still have stuff in my freezer from last year. And so if the power goes out, even if the stuff kind of thaws a little bit, you still have 2 or 3, 4 or 5 days on it, to eat it after it thaws. I mean, most people, if you're a serious enough prepper, have a way to how to heat meals up, even if you do lose your power via an alcohol stove, propane stove, or fire. Different ways you have to cook or even treat water, boil water if you had to. One of the things I like is corn. Corn, there's plenty of it around here. It's very simple. What I do is I cook the corn, and then I'll let it cool after it's been cooked. Let it cool and dry off, no moisture in it. Throw it in the fridge for an hour, throw it in the freezer, whatever. And once it's dried, I throw it in a vac pack bag. But what I do is I toss in a lot of salt and pepper, and that's the way I like my corn, and I freeze a couple chunks of butter so they're not pliable. They're frozen rock solid. I put it all in the vac pack bag, and then I vac pack it. Now to heat this up, all I have to do is throw this in boiling water. I mean, if worse comes to worse, you could eat this cold. It's already cooked. Just let it thaw out. But throw it in boiling water for 10 minutes and you have fresh corn on the cob, salt, pepper, and butter, and ready to go. Another thing I really like is you can buy Eggo frozen pancakes or frozen waffles. You get 8 for like $2 or something stupid. Or you can buy pancake mix. I pre-make my pancakes. I throw my fruit in them or whatever I want. Put 2 or 3 in a thing. They're already fully cooked. And I let them cool, then I vac pack them. Or even put them in the freezer, get them a little bit stiff, and then I vac pack them. These are great because even if the power did go out, these last a few days, even if they weren't frozen anymore. You can throw your own fruit in there, whatever. As far as heating them up, there's different ways of doing it. Like I said, if you're a prepper, you can heat it up. You can throw this whole thing in boiling water right in the bag. You can throw it in your solar cooker. You could do whatever you wanted to. Throw this on a piece of tin over a candle even to heat it up. All I'm missing now is maple syrup. Or, like I said, eat it cold. It's already good to go. Another one, of course, is your you can only see this too good, your vac pack veggies. I double sealed this bag. Leftover veggies after every meal goes in the dehydrator. Dehydrate them all. I got potatoes, carrots, onions, peas, chickpeas, cauliflower, broccoli, and a little bit of bouillon in there, and I'm good to go. Now the last thing, I know a lot of people make jerky. Everyone's got their own recipes. I got my own recipe and I love my jerky. But what I've been doing now, the problem is with beef jerky, you make it and it never does last. You always end up eating it before you have it or when you need it. This here is P-Mail bacon jerky. I love this stuff because right now P-Mail is really cheap. The pork producers are producing a lot of it. There's always good sales on it. Same way I do my beef jerky up, I season it the same way, except it's P-Mail. It has an absolutely outstanding flavor to it. Really good. Once again, this doesn't even sit in my freezer. This just stays vac packed, sits in my fridge, and this will last for months and months and months if it's not opened. Some people put those little silica bags, the gel bags that wick out moisture, depending how much you're vac packing at any time. Another good thing to use instead of those, if you're doing a very large amount of something, or dehydrating a very large amount of something, use hand warmers. Go to the dollar store, buy hand warmers. They're like those little gel packs on steroids. They're absolutely phenomenal. So those are just some of the things I vac pack and store. Those are things that I can eat if the power goes out, and even if it's out for a few days, I can still eat in comfort. I'm not resorting to eating freeze-dried meals. I'm not resorting to eating those just add water meals or living off Roman noodles or whatever the hell you got stored in your house. I mean, eventually, if worse came to worse, you would have to eat that stuff. But for now, for the first few days, anyways, I can make some fancy dinners up, kind of speak. Another couple good things I have I never showed you there is grab a piece of bread. Baste it with honey, not soak it, but just kind of brush it light with honey. Throw that in your dehydrator. It comes out like a crunchy piece of toast, like it's very hard. And throw that and backpack that up. It's an excellent snack. It's like eating a sweet cracker almost. It's got a nice crunch. They're very good. And one last one I've been storing a lot of, I got online from somebody, and I've been trying it and it works very well, is eggs. You take an egg and you cover it, and be generous with the quantities of mineral oil. Mineral oil all around the whole egg to keep the air from getting to the egg. Store it in a cool, dry place. Your eggs will keep from 9 to 12 months. This method. It works great if there's no air or the shell's not cracked. I've had eggs downstairs for 6 months. I just got into the other day, and they taste just like I just got them from the grocery store yesterday. So those are just a couple ideas of stuff you can do around your house for short-term eating good before you really get into the grungy side of things, or the dried side of things of urban or rural survival or prepping or whatever you want to call it. So anyways, if you guys got any other ideas, I'd love to hear them, what you guys are dehydrating or preserving at your place, just to make things a little more palatable, I guess, as it were, if the shit did hit the fan. So if you got any great ideas, please send them off to me. I'd love to hear them. All right, thanks.